Hey friends, welcome to Post to Post. My name is Neil, and today we're talking QMJHL. We're talking the Halifax Mooseheads, and they have a significant logo change, but only in the sense that they've kind of broken tradition, not in the sense that it's a completely new, crazy logo. It's very similar. If you haven't seen it, obviously we're going to compare the graphics in this video and kind of give our opinion, but I will preface this a little bit by saying there are a lot of angry people, specifically on Twitter, about this. I don't know if this YouTube community feels the same way. I'm very curious to see your comments down below after this video. But man, there's like on Twitter, there's people like seriously pissed about this. Let's bring up the previous logo. Let's look at the previous logo first. So it's the same one that's on this jersey right here. You've got an H for Halifax. You've got a moose for Mooseheads. Is this a nice logo? In general, let's talk about the old logo. Is this a nice logo? Not really. It's a very iconic logo. This logo really doesn't have to change because it's so iconic. It's almost gimmicky in a way because it's so bad. Like there's a moose that's obviously coming through the H, but the design on him, the texture, the expression, just the way that it's executed, it's two completely different design languages. When you look at the moose and then the H is very colorful. It's a bit stylized and stuff, and it's just they're very disconnected graphically. There's not a great relationship between the two. There's not a great job as far as dimension. You could add some shadow in behind the antlers and behind the neck and the bottom and stuff to really kind of exaggerate that moose coming through the bottom of the H, but that's not really happening here. It's very two-dimensional. But it is such an iconic logo, and it hasn't changed in forever, and people are okay with that. I think especially Halifax Mooseheads fans are okay with that because it is so iconic. It doesn't need to change. It's just one of those logos that, yeah, you know, it's not pretty, but it's so historic and so, I don't know, I guess iconic really is the best word. It's just an iconic logo. It just doesn't have to change, but they did. They changed the logo. Let's look at the new one, and it is very similar. It is very modern, but very similar. It has the exact same, for the most part, shape to it. Now, the graphic that I have is a bit low quality, so when I up-res it in this video that you're going to see, I apologize if it's going to look a little bit pixelated. But for right now, we only have this quality of photo, or graphic rather. But this is drastically improved from a graphical standpoint. The expression on the moose is much easier to see. You can see way more aggression in the eyes. You can see the mouth. The detail on the neck and the back of the head of the moose is much better. The antlers are leagues better. And you can also see some shadow, some depth in the background. The shadow is just offset a little bit, I think, on the antlers, or that could be the inside of the antlers where the light just isn't hitting because it looks like it's a one light kind of direction here. And there's still the moose coming through the letter. So positionally, it's very similar. Design-wise, it's very similar in the sense that he's coming through the H. The H stylization has changed. The moose has changed, obviously. This is a much more modern version of the logo. It's not that different, but people are so pissed about this, and because it's going away from that historic, that iconic logo. And I want to bring both of them up on the screen right now. And obviously there's a big difference. One looks way more modern. To me, this was the right decision. I didn't think that the other logo had to change or needed to change. It was an iconic logo, but there is no question that this is the nicer of the two logos. It's going to look better on a t-shirt. It's going to look better on a jersey. It looks better on socials. In every aspect, this looks better visually. It's much more modern. It completely modernizes the brand, even though it's the same basic layout, same orientation of things. It just completely works for me. So I'm really happy with the change here. I'm not resistant to it, but I understand the opinion that people are resistant to it. But I just don't. I think that's just so. It's just very stubborn. It's just so stubborn. It looks almost identical. If you looked at it out of your peripheral vision, not directly, it looks like the exact same logo. It's going to look like the exact same logo for the most part from the stands. Like, it doesn't really matter that much. I don't understand why people are getting so upset about this. I love the decision by the Halifax Mooseheads to do this. I am not resistant to this change. I think it was a great decision. It looks so much better. And not only does it look so much better, I think they executed it very nicely as well. The design on the moose is great. The expression in the eyes specifically is perfect. I love, he's a bit angry. Bit of a stark look on the front of the face, flat-faced, which is okay, and there's no smile. That's the main thing. That's the most important thing. So yeah, I mean, I think great job, Halifax Mooseheads, on this logo. I'm a bit happy that I did buy this jersey because I got the old logo on this jersey. I'd like to see it on the new one coming out. Maybe I'll buy, you know, the white version or something with the new logo down the road. So yeah, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you like the change? Are you resistant to the change? Even if you're resistant, do you still think the new logo looks good? Does it look better? Are you happy with the modernization? We'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Please let me know. And if you're from the United States or from a different part of Canada and you don't follow QMJHL, it's a league with wonderful teams, wonderful logos, wonderful branding. So I encourage you to kind of look into that if you haven't. We have ranked the logos in that league, but it was back in 2017. I think it was a while ago. So maybe it's time to kind of redo that. Who knows? But I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button. We're talking hockey news, whether it's NHL, QMJHL, any other team in Canada or United States. You know, we're kind of talking about it. We like to talk about the graphics specifically, but we also talk about hockey news as well. That's a segue to the next video that's coming on the channel, talking about PK Subban's retirement. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that, please consider hitting the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.